I am Nick Shell, and I am a certified Enneagram coach. I want to talk about what I've learned in this book. I love this book. It's called The Honest Enneagram by Sarajane. Case, if you want to buy the book, you can. I'm not going to give it to you through the screen here, but you can click the link right there. It takes you to Amazon. You'll probably get it a little cheaper than I paid for it. If you don't even know what your Enneagram is, well, you probably need to figure that out. So why don't you click the link right there? It's free. It takes about 10 minutes. Or if you want to be as cool as I am, then all you have to do, all it requires, is for you to become certified in Enneagram as I am. Now, let's have some fun. What did I learn about Enneagram 4s by reading this book? So here we go. Enneagram 4s, they are the meaning makers. It says they have a relationship to suffering and interact to suffering by, if there's self-preservation, then by enduring suffering. If they're a social type, they have a relationship to suffering through how much they're suffering. And if it's a sexual or the one-to-one, then they embrace that by making others suffer. So I admit, reading this book on this specific chapter 4, I feel bad for 4s. I'm like, I wouldn't want to live that kind of life. But I guess it's not, I mean, John Mayer, he's one of my favorite entertainers ever, and he's an Enneagram 4. Like, I guess he seems like he's doing all right, but ultimately he's so talented. And when I think of 4s, I think of very creative, talented people. But let's look at my notes. Here's what I apparently learned about Enneagram's 4s from reading this book. 4s often felt different and rejected by their family. They see themselves as fundamentally flawed. They can find themselves easily defeated. See, I'm like, wow, what's the trade-off here? Usually these Enneagram types, here's the pros and here's the cons. I'm like, this is all negative. 4s, emotionally in tune. So that's an advantage there. They're honest to themselves about negative emotions and positive emotions, where other Enneagram types will maybe shun anything negative, like a 7, which apparently I actually am. So that's interesting. 4s see the world as living art. Yes. 4s are a great companion to darkness. I've seen that with 4s that I know. 4s are comfortable with the range of human expression. See, people like me, I'm not comfortable with the whole range, but 4s, they're in it. They can handle it. 4s felt like they were the problem to their families as a kid. I wonder, that's interesting. They felt like they were the problem. 4s can have constant feelings of inferiority. I said that word wrong. Like they feel like they're less than other people. Constant feelings of separation and isolation. It says 4s need to remember that feelings are not facts. I think that's interesting. I'll say it again. 4s need to remember that feelings are not the same as facts. Our emotions are simply stories. I love that. That should be a song in itself. Our emotions are simply stories. Isn't that brilliant? That seems like something a 4 would say. The relationship with struggle and pain is a very cozy and comfortable safety blanket if you're a 4. That's interesting. 4s fear being average. And of course, they do certain things to stand out in a crowd, but they fear being average. The growth for a 4 is committing to a routine. 4s help others see beautiful moments in life. And again, that means embracing some of the negative things and the darker things in life. 4s, it says, make yourself aware of your actions that make you proud on a day-by-day basis. So what makes you proud of yourself? Repeat that if you're a 4. And then lastly, it says, give yourself grace in the learning process. So there you go. Those are the notes that I learned about a 4. The way I look at 4s is, man, that seems like a very negative existence. However, even with that, they're more in tune with the broad spectrum of how life actually is. And for me, apparently as a self-preservation 7 that I apparently am, I'm not really good about embracing that dark, negative stuff. I'm often at odds with myself as I'm trying to understand stuff like that. I guess if you're a 4, that's not a problem that you have. Are you a 4? Do you want to leave me a comment? That's cool. Leave it right here.